Hi, welcome back. This will be the last part for Copter. In this part, we'll try to apply some good materials and try to render in high definition using linear workflow. Okay, if you check on here, I already opened my hypershade and my render globals because generally I don't want to waste my time. Render globals are here and hypershade is Windows rendering editors hypershade. Okay, now I'll maximize this viewport. Before that, always select all your objects and move it and place it on the ground plane. Right, now create a very big plane, something like this, and so on. And if you go to view, camera settings, resolution gate, you can see the resolution gate. Try to go to modify, sorry, render globals. If you are in software, change it to Mentalray, and if you can't find Mentalray, go to Windows, setting preferences, plugin manager. This will be here, Maya to MR, switched on, loaded and auto loaded. Right, now first time I'll scroll down, I'll change it to HD 720. That's the resolution which I would like to render. And the second one is go to quality and change the adaptive sampling to 2. If you're working on 2014, it will be legacy sampling mode. Change it to legacy sampling mode and then change the maximum sample value level to 2 and go to indirect lighting, add final gather. We want the final gather to bounce some light, so we just go for one bounce and close it. As of render settings, that's done, but laterwards we'll go back and try to work on the linear workflow. That's later stage. If you come back to the render settings, I don't want to render in 1020 for the test resolution, so I'll change it to options, resolution to 643/60. You can click on this icon here to get this option and click on render. It takes a few seconds. Now you can see this is what you'll get it. It's really good, decent. What I'll try to tumble the viewport so that I can maximize it and see my character. Render it. You should get some more. The next step is I'll just store this image so that I can refer to it. Go to view, camera settings, camera attribute editor. Because the background is black, I would like to change the environment. Scroll a little bit up, you can see environment, change it to gray. Or what I'll do, I'll just go for a little bit small resolution for me and render it. So can you see some black, red? Okay, that's fine. The next step is select. We'll try to apply the materials. First one, select this one, hold right click, assign favorite material. I'll use background. If you use background, whatever color is the background, it will try to adapt that same texture, same material. But the thing is that decrease the reflectivity and remove reflection limit. I'll try to use it like ground mat. It's like ground material, and render it to test it. You should get something like this. You can see some shadow effects and all things. That's the power of final gather. Now we'll go ahead. First I'll select this major base thing, right click, assign some blend material. Because that is a metallic object, I'll change it to like metal and change this to a little bit bluish. I'll store this one and render it. You got something decent with it. Now the next step is select this object, right click, I'll apply some foam material, change it to glass matte, and I'll apply some bluish material, bluish glass, but increase the transparency, render it. You can see some transparency. Can you see it? That's good. Now we'll apply some material for the seat. So select this one, right click, assign favorite material, foam. Click here. I'll try to choose some orange shade. I like this color. That's good. Now render it. If you see that we have rendered in foam material, you can see some reflections and all the things. So scroll up, reflectivity, make it 0. We don't want any reflectivity on the seat. Render it. Okay, that's good. Now the next thing is that first I'll be creating all the base materials. I want to apply some material. So I'll just go to view, camera settings, no gate, so that I don't have the gate. Select this object, right click, assign favorite material, some foam material. This one I'll use some brownish, something like this. Yep. And say rubber brown material. And same thing, I don't want any reflectivity on top of it. Now I'll select all this spheres type of structure, apply the same foam material. This time I'll use the same brown but a little bit light shade. Okay, and once again scroll down, remove the reflectivity. Here I'll say light rubber material. So if I try to render it, I should get something like this. Okay, now select this one, shift this one, right click. If you go to existing material, I don't want anything. Existing material, what's the material I need to apply? Let's take dark rubber brown material. That looks good. Now scroll. What I'll do, I'll try to select this one and change it. If I go to editor, make it a little bit dark, blackish. It looks good now because I can select this object and the fan one. Press F, it zooms in. Right click, existing material, light rubber. Now select this object. Now here is the twist. Let's see, this is the one. I don't want to apply the same material, so I can just go to mesh, separate. So everything is separate. Now select this object. I want to apply the existing material, light rubber. This one and this one and this one. Existing material, rubber. This one I'll apply metal. Existing material, metal. The same thing for this one and this one and this one. I'll use existing metal. It's up to you how you would like to use it. But now here, there's two rubbers. I'll try to create one more form. New material, form, spare material, spare rubber. You can call anytime. Okay. Now I'll use some little gray shade the same way. No reflectivity. Now select these two objects. Right, now for this one and this one, I'll try to use some dark rubber. That is, here I should I'll change this to from light to dark. Now, is there anything here left? Okay, that's perfect. Now we are left with this one. I'll select this one once again, mesh, separate, press 3, this one and this one. I'll apply metal, existing metal. This one and this one, I'll use the black, that is dark rubber. No, the dark rubber? Yeah, dark rubber. And this one, and this one. I'll use spare rubber. This one, I'll use the brown one. You can use anything, I'm just brown. Okay, right click, existing material, I'll use some spare rubber. If you want, you can change it, but I'm happy with it. And now comes this one. Once again, I want everything this as a metal. This one has something like spare rubber. This one is dark rubber. I'll once again say mesh, separate, press 3. These two objects will act like a metal. These two, I'll use something like spare rubber. Right, now here this is disturbing me, so I'll click on channel editor. Once I'm happy, I can go to view, camera settings, resolution gate, so that I can zoom in and click on render view. This time I'll render a little bit big, like 50%, 640, 360. Yeah, it's okay, but there are still some bits and parts we need to work on it. That is, first thing, we have to apply a linear workflow, and the second thing is applying some ambient occlusion. So what I do is that go to Windows, Rendering Editors, Hypersheet, open this Hypersheet. If you check here, this rubber brown, I don't want brown material. Put down dark rubber, metal, spare rubber, glass, and so these are all the basic materials which I apply. So in here, type OCC. Then you can get that MIB ambient occlusion. I can use this one node and link to all my textures, which are applied to the Copter. First thing, it should be linked to the diffuse thing. If you double here, you can see diffuse. It should be somewhere here. So with the middle mouse button, if you drag on diffuse, boom, you'll get something like this. Don't get confused. Click on output value, click on G, and click on diffuse. We'll be doing for all these things. Okay, if you check on render view, okay, I'll store this image so that you can see the difference. Now click on here, on it, other, output value G, and diffuse. Middle mouse button, next one, other, output value G, diffuse. Do it for everything. Right click, drag it, other, We are creating an ambient occlusion texture. We are faking it. There are a lot of different procedures to create ambient occlusion. This is one process, and I won't teach you this process in this lesson, so we linked everything. Okay, we have applied ambient occlusion. Don't get tense that where is my texture. Relax, it's everything is fine. Come back here. Yeah, now it will increase the time of rendering, no problem, but click on render. As it is, it will take a bit more time. There are certain properties you need to change on ambient occlusion, because by default it has got its own properties, so it's rendering based on its own properties. We need to change that properties. Okay, good. So we'll wait for some time. I'll store this image. So this is our image. Can you see the difference? There was difference, but these are all grainy black thing which we should adjust it. In hypershade, click on this ambient occlusion. You can see here. First thing, increase the samples. Make it 64. You can go for 120 also, no problem. 64 means you will have a very smooth effect on all the way. And the second thing is distance. If by default it's 0 means we are giving it freedom to collect it, analyze its own distance. That's wrong. We need to check. Generally based on our model, whichever it is, it will be 2 to 6 or 6 or 7 bits. That's why I left it for 5. Try for different values, you'll get it, but I'll try to organize one more lesson where we can go for in depth. And this spread, I want more spread. Let's see. First thing, I'll just leave it. I change only 64 and 50 and render it. Next time when I'm rendering, I'll try to pause it so that you don't have to waste your time, right? But somehow I did this, so it's nearly done. You can feel the difference here, this area compared to the last image. It was totally dark and everything. Now you can see different. First of all, you may be thinking, what is ambient occlusion? Why we need to do it? So generally, whenever we apply any lights or something else, we get some shadows. But there are some shadows or some dark areas which we will miss from the basic lights, like an edge, two edges join very close to the edges. You get some dark surface, dark lights, and all that stuff. Let it render. You can check the difference. I'll show you. Okay. Now I'll store this image always. Now, can you see the difference? Here, if you see some dark edges, if you come here, okay, I'll delete this one, select this one, delete it because I know this is not good. I'll try to compare. Can you see the difference now? There's without occlusion, with occlusion, you can see some. Right. That's good. Now overall, it looks neat and good, but what we'll try to add a light, create light, a direct. Now click on scale click on scale, make it big. What I'll do, I'll try to adjust the direction of the light, something like this. So light is, you get the light from this side. That's it, don't do anything, just leave the light. Okay, I won't render it because I don't want it. If you want, you can render it and check it out. So add some light so that you can get some bright areas. Now comes a crucial part. Right now we got something like this, but this is not a linear workflow where you should work on it. When it is displayed on a TV screen or something else, you get something. You may lose some colors or something else. So there's certain small procedure is there. If you like it, you can leave it up to here. That would be happy. But this is like another 5-minute addition to it. It's called a linear workflow. If you want it, you can continue with this part, or else you can stop up to here. So how to do a linear workflow? Come all the way here. Here, enable this thing. Enable color management in render settings. Enable color management. Once this is done, what we are saying that everything whichever we are sending is in linear workflow, and send it out as RGB, sRGB, like our monitors and all the stuff. And okay, forget about the technical stuff, which I'll try to develop one more tutorial where I can explain you. Now I switch it on. Now render it. I'll pause it. Now if you check it out, see, but a lot of the colors are washed out. So we did switched on and we render, colors washed out. You need to do some small thing. It's not a small thing, it takes some time, but it's nearly easy thing. If you double click on any of this thing, there's one color here. You need to gamma correct it. What is gamma correction and all things? For the time being, just do it. Check the result. Copy this image on a USB. Check it on the TV. You will see the difference. Because there's a lot of difference between the TV screens and TV screen gamma corrections and the computer screen. So whatever we see on computer is not the same what we see on the TV screen. So we need to work on something. This is one of the technical subjects I said. Now here what I'll do, click on my utilities in Hypershade. I'll go for gamma. How many materials I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So 6 gammas. 1, 2, 3. I'll put it here. 7, 8, 9. Sorry. 6 gammas. Okay. Now first thing, select this one. If you click here, so we got the blue. So we need to store that color. We have this too. Drag this gamma on top of it. Okay, you'll get the dark color. Click on here so that you go to the gamma. Change the value to blue and gamma value to 0.454. Alright, now that's done. The second one, okay, I think I did the same blue. Gamma, something like this. Now this one is brown. Yeah, we got the brown. On color, change it to brown. I'm just copying that 454. Now the next one is dark color. There's no, it's not there. So what I'll just tweak a little bit. Then if you click here, see, you got it. So color, choose this one. Right. Now Now this one is gray color. I don't know whether I use this one or not. This is very important thing. This one, this color. Color. Right? Now everything is done. I'll copy this image, store it, and render it. I'll pause it for you. Pause it. Right. So you should get this result. I'll copy it. Okay. Can you check the difference? With a linear workflow, gamma correction, no gamma correction. With linear workflow with gamma correction, and you can see wonderful ambient occlusion here and a very good recent result. I hope you enjoy this result. Practice more. You should get this type of qualities. That's good. Hope you enjoy this lesson, and I may plan something new for you in coming days. See you guys. Bye.